Relationships are built on love, trust, and mutual respect, but even the strongest of bonds can be weakened by small, unnoticed habits. In the same way that erosion can wear down even the mightiest of rocks over time, certain behaviors, left unchecked, can slowly corrode the foundation of a relationship. In Stoicism, there's a principle that teaches us to focus on what we can control: our actions, our words, and our reactions to external events. Applying Stoic wisdom to relationships, we can recognize when our habits are damaging, and most importantly, change them to restore balance and harmony. In this video, we're going to explore 5 habits that may be secretly destroying your relationship. These habits are subtle and often unnoticed, but they have the power to distance you from your partner if not addressed. Let's dive in and learn how to align our behaviors with Stoic principles to build stronger, more resilient relationships. Habit 1. Neglecting emotional connection. One of the most destructive habits in any relationship is neglecting the emotional connection with your partner. It's easy to assume that love is enough to sustain a relationship, but relationships require consistent attention and nurturing, especially when it comes to emotional intimacy. Neglecting this connection can lead to a feeling of loneliness, even when two people are physically together. Stoicism teaches the importance of being present and mindful in all areas of life, especially in our relationships. When we lose sight of this, we often begin to drift apart from our partners emotionally. For example, you might find yourself spending more time on your phone, focusing on work, or getting lost in other distractions, which takes away from the time spent being truly present with your partner. This might not feel like a big issue in the short term, but over time, this disconnection can create emotional distance. The Stoics believed in living with intentionality, and this applies to relationships as well. If you find yourself neglecting the emotional connection with your partner, a simple but powerful practice is to make time for genuine conversation, eye contact, and moments of shared vulnerability. Focus on being present during your time together, not just physically, but emotionally. Example: take the relationship between Michelle and Barack Obama as an example of maintaining emotional connection. Despite the immense pressure of public life, they've often spoken about the importance of staying connected, setting aside time for one another, and making each other feel seen and heard. This intentional focus on emotional connection is a key factor in the strength of their bond, a reminder of how vital it is to maintain intimacy even during the busiest times. Habit 2. Avoiding difficult conversations. Another habit that can slowly destroy a relationship is avoiding difficult conversations. Many people shy away from addressing issues that feel uncomfortable or confrontational, hoping that these problems will resolve themselves over time. However, Stoicism teaches us that avoiding challenges only leads to greater conflict in the long run. The Stoics believed in facing adversity head-on. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to view obstacles as opportunities. In relationships, difficult conversations are the obstacles we must embrace to grow stronger as a couple. Whether it's discussing unmet expectations, hurt feelings, or unresolved conflicts, tackling these issues with honesty and openness is essential. By avoiding difficult conversations, resentment can build. This is like allowing a small crack in the foundation of your home to expand unchecked. It may not seem significant at first, but over time, the damage grows. Stoic principles encourage us to be proactive in resolving issues rather than ignoring them. The next time you feel tempted to brush something under the rug, remind yourself that facing discomfort now can prevent much bigger problems in the future. Approach difficult conversations calmly, with emotional control, and a focus on mutual understanding, traits the Stoics highly valued. Habit 3. Focusing on the negative. A relationship's strength lies in how both partners perceive and treat one another. One of the most toxic habits that can creep into relationships is focusing on the negative aspects of your partner, rather than appreciating their positive qualities. The Stoics believe that our thoughts shape our reality. If we constantly focus on our partner's flaws, we begin to see them as larger than they are. This habit can lead to dissatisfaction, frustration, and a growing disconnect. But by practicing the Stoic virtue of gratitude, we can shift our mindset to appreciate the good in our partner rather than dwelling on the negative. Start by reflecting on the qualities that first attracted you to your partner. Are there small gestures they do daily that go unnoticed because you're too focused on their perceived shortcomings? In Stoic practice, we are encouraged to cultivate gratitude for what we have rather than focus on what is lacking. By redirecting your attention to the positives, you can reshape your perspective and strengthen your relationship. Example: the marriage of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith has often faced public scrutiny, but they've spoken about the importance of focusing on each other's strengths rather than allowing criticism and negativity to define their relationship. Jada has publicly emphasized gratitude and appreciation for the growth they've experienced as a couple, even when facing challenges. This focus on the positive is a Stoic principle that can reinforce the bond between two people. Habit 4. Failing to practice forgiveness. Holding on to past grievances is another habit that can secretly destroy a relationship. When we allow resentment to fester, it creates an emotional barrier between partners. Stoicism teaches the importance of letting go of things that are outside of our control, and the past is one of those things. By dwelling on past mistakes or hurts, we only harm ourselves and weaken the relationship. Forgiveness, in the Stoic sense, isn't about excusing bad behavior or pretending nothing happened. Instead, it's about recognizing that holding on to anger or resentment doesn't serve us. It's about choosing to release that burden so we can move forward. In a relationship, practicing forgiveness helps rebuild trust and allows both partners to grow. The Stoic practice of emotional regulation encourages us to control our responses, not by suppressing our emotions but by choosing how we engage with them. If you hold on to every small transgression, it creates a wedge between you and your partner, preventing true connection. Work on cultivating the Stoic mindset of forgiveness by focusing on what you can control, your actions and your attitude toward your partner. Let go of grudges and instead, focus on how you can move forward together. Habit 5. Taking your partner for granted. The last habit that can destroy a relationship, often without either partner realizing it, is taking each other for granted. When we become comfortable in a relationship, it's easy to fall into the trap of assuming our partner will always be there, forgetting to express appreciation for them. Stoicism reminds us that everything in life is temporary, including relationships. By acknowledging the transient nature of life, we can practice gratitude for our partner daily. The Stoic idea of memento mori, remembering that life is fleeting, encourages us to cherish what we have in the present moment. When you stop showing appreciation, it can lead to feelings of neglect or resentment from your partner. Stoicism encourages mindfulness, particularly in relationships. Take time each day to acknowledge your partner's efforts, to say thank you, and to recognize the role they play in your life. By practicing gratitude and never taking your partner for granted, you cultivate a deeper, more meaningful connection. As we've explored in this video, these 5 habits, neglecting emotional connection, avoiding difficult conversations, focusing on the negative, failing to practice forgiveness, and taking your partner for granted, are common but destructive patterns that can erode the strength of your relationship. However, with Stoic principles guiding you, these habits can be overcome. By being present, engaging in open and honest communication, practicing gratitude, and letting go of past grievances, you can foster a stronger, more resilient relationship. The wisdom of Stoicism reminds us that we cannot control our partner's actions, but we can control how we respond, how we show up in our relationships, and how we choose to cultivate love, patience, and understanding. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights on relationships, personal growth, and Stoicism.